the rest of us as well. Oh, somebody's recorded. Got it.
Sorry about that.
So with all that said, that's kind of just a quick introduction of who I am and a little bit about me, because I do think it's important that you guys know, at least I have an idea of some of the stuff that you guys are going through and battling every day.
Then Tammy, I think, can you talk a little bit about the whole process with how to navigate Zoom and the whole muting thing and all that?
Sure. I'll do my best. And sorry, I apologize for my voice. It's shot today. But as far as Zoom goes, I did send out a chat to everybody. If you don't know where chat is, you can, at least on mine, is on the bottom. You can click on a little box that looks like a what's that called? Like a comic strip thing with the words. That is the chat. If you're on a phone, you can also do that as well. It may be on the top or the bottom of your phone, or to the left or the right, depending on your specific phone. And you can send messages to, you can click to select messages to just myself or to everyone. And if you have a question you want to just be to me, that's fine. I can ask Lee if you don't want to, publicize that you're asking the question, that's fine. Or if you just want to post it to everybody, I will also be sure that he gets those questions too. Let's see. Oh, mute. Once we get started, I'll probably mute everybody and I may turn your video off depending on what we're watching at the time. And if I send you a message to unmute, you're welcome to unmute if you want to. I can't unmute anyone because that's a safety feature, I guess, so that I don't hear something you don't want me to. So I can mute you, but I can't unmute you. So just know that. And you can show your video or not show your video. Anything else? Am I forgetting something?
Do we know about, because believe me, guys, we've kind of been figuring all this out in regards to the recording piece. Is that something you want to address now, as how people can access the recording? Robin, you may know more about that. And if you know anything about it, you know more than I do.
I will be saving those to our website and also just on our OneDrive. So if anyone wants to have access to that, you can email Helping Babies directly and I can send that to you, or you can access it on our website.
Okay, great. And our website is
www.fotbabies.org, and I can put that in the chat.
okay. Sounds great. Okay, Lee, do you want to talk about what's coming up as far as the introduction goes and the video?
Yeah, I think the introduction, gang, is Abby does a really good job of just kind of laying out, hey, this is what it's all about that we're going to try to go through. I will say this, if you hear it and you're like, well, it wasn't very specific on anything, it's just an introduction. So we will tie some things into it or from it and make it obviously worth your time tonight. But I will say this is just kind of lay the groundwork to say, hey, let's come back next month and get serious about what we're trying to do here. And then obviously you have an opportunity to get handouts and notebooks and stuff like that to be prepared. So, and if it gets really boring and you guys aren't asking questions, I told my kids I was going to tell dad jokes and they asked and begged that I not do it. So you don't want me to go there, okay?
No. So with that, I think, Tammy, can you think you can make the video happen?
Sure. One thing I also didn't say, you can select on your screen to show gallery view or to show grid view or to get rid of the video so you can just watch the main screen. If you have any questions, let me know about that.
The diagnosis of a disability can be financially and emotionally overwhelming to families, especially parents. After the diagnosis, it is common for families to have financial challenges, and oftentimes plans must be changed or modified for your child's future. The realization of the diagnosis can be difficult. This training series has been developed from information prepared by the Parent Advocacy Coalition for Educational Rights Center and the National Endowment for Financial Education. Throughout this training, you will find ideas to help you have some order in your life and have control over your finances as you care for your child and prepare him or her for adulthood. The training is one source of information to help you manage your money and plan for your child's financial future. The ideas given will help you for the rest of your life, not just the difficult times. Your time is valuable, so this training has been created for several reasons. To give you an outline of important issues you will have in caring for your child, to give you basic knowledge of these issues as well, to give you tools to create an action plan, and to give you direction on how to find more detailed information. The training will also help you protect your ability to make wise decisions to care for your child and your family, create an environment of financial safety for you and your family, make sure that your child continues to have important benefits and care for the rest of his or her life, and set an example for your child of how to be determined in accomplishing goals and how to speak up for the best possible outcome in all tasks. Developing your child's decision-making and self-advocacy skills will help create a solid basis for your child's journey into adulthood and a life of happiness. This training series includes 11 video modules to be a resource for your financial planning. We will discuss topics such as organization, spending, payment methods, credit, identity protection, and future planning for yourself and your child. As you complete each module, there are supporting handouts that you can use to further your understanding and apply what you have learned.
Way to go, Tammy. There was a bit of a delay audio wise. I don't know if you guys saw that on my particular screen. There was a bit of a Abby's voice was not quite synced with her face. Did anybody else experience that? That was a yes. So we'll work on those bugs and hopefully we'll have that ironed out for next month. Lee, you want to address a little bit on what Abby shared with the introduction and what's coming up?
Sure. And with how it went with Abby, it made you pay attention more, right? So that's not a bad thing. It's like,
True.
I'm gonna read. No, I'm not reading her lips. I'm gonna listen harder. So that was pretty good. Yeah. So just kind of like we said, that's a little bit of a teaser, but next month we'll be going over organization. And I will tell you guys, I don't care what the topic is, financial, fill in the blank, life-wise, if we don't have some type of game plan laid out as far as organization of how to even get our arms wrapped around it, you're probably going to get frustrated. What I've learned, especially in the world of finances, once somebody gets frustrated, they just kind of quit, throw up their hands. So I think that's going to be a great topic for all of us to be reminded of that. I know that's what 90% of the time with I work with clients, that's one of the biggest things we talk about is, hey, being organized and getting your arms wrapped around everything. I call it buckets. So if you got buckets of money or buckets of goals out there, what are we doing with it? And let's make sure we have our arms wrapped around it so it's actually working for you.
Right. I think what you're going to find for the next time we get together with the organization, we not only will look at, we truly will look at organizing your child's records so that, you can feel like you're not stressed out in trying to find everything, but we'll then also move into financial records and how to keep all that straight. So there's a lot of information. And if you guys have particular things that you'd like to learn about in regards to organization, you just stick those in the chat. We'll make sure and that Lee covers those next time we're together. So sounds good. We're so thankful to different people in the community for putting together these modules for us. You saw Abby Ham from WBR TV, and you'll also be seeing other folks from WBR and then other community leaders. And they were so gracious in offering up their time. And the folks over at River Media recorded it all for us and did an amazing job. So we've been very, very thankful to them. Can we talk a little bit about, we have plans for a drawing. Okay, everybody loves prizes and we love prizes too. So we know that your time is incredibly valuable and they're setting aside these 1 hour sessions with us, and we appreciate that. No, it's a struggle, particularly right before bedtime here. So we want to reward you for that. And so when we get midway of these classes, we're going to be, noticing who's with us. And if you guys manage to make midway to all of the classes, then we're going to have a big door prize for you. And then if you are just a major overachiever and you get to all of them, there's a major grand prize drawing at the end. So we'll be sharing that as we go along. So we're excited about that. We hope you will be too. Now, we want to talk to you about also, we not just lead teaching and us, managing these Zoom calls, but lots of folks like to have printed material to reinforce what's been going, we're going over. And so we're going to make sure that you guys receive a notebook with all of the materials that support what you're going to be seeing here. And there will be a script of each of the videos, and there'll be a lot of supporting handouts that Lee's going to be working through. And like even for the next time, there's a very extensive list of how you can organize your files, and it's really valuable. So we'll be needing to mail that notebook to our participants, and we need your help with that. And Tammy, please chime in regards to our process for that, because we're kind of trying to figure that piece up. At this point, you don't have mailing addresses for the participants, is that correct?
That's correct. I don't have.
Okay, okay.
And we can either have them sent to me or to you guys, and I could put that in the chat. Or if anybody wants to send it privately to me on the chat, I can get that as well.
I guess it's mainly if Carrie and Brittany and Jessica, I don't know how to do that, but if you know how to do that, then that would be a great option. So we can either go that way, that you could send we need really your name, your email address, and your mailing address. And we need that to go to Tammy. And you can do it, if you can figure out how to do it privately to Tammy in the chat, you can do that. If not, you could, what do you think? Think Robin may be stepping out for a second. You could send it, you're back. They could also send it to the Helping Babies email.
Yes.
Can you give them that information
Mhm.
and also post it in the chat?
I will. That's Helping Babies at F as in friends, otbabies.org. And so it's Helping Babies at FOTbabies.org. And if you want to do it in the chat, when you go to chat, down at the bottom where it says to, there's a little drop down box, and there'll be everyone, or you can click on that drop down box and it'll say Tammy Kate, the host, or it'll list each of the participants that's on here. You can send a private message to, if you wanted to click Tammy Kate, then you can put your name and your address, your mailing address and your email address there. And Tammy will have all of that to keep for us. Okay.
Okay, so I see what you're talking about now, Robin, because I didn't know how to do that. So when I click on chat, I actually have to look over on the right-hand side of the screen. Is that what yours is showing?
Correct.
And then there's a drop down. And I see everyone. And if I click on that, I have
Then
choices, and that can go straight to Tammy.
Correct.
Okay,
And then
great.
you would go below that drop down box to type your message. So you would just put your cursor there
Where it says type message here.
type message, then you type your message and then you push enter and it will go directly to Tammy or whomever you want to send the chat to.
I think I may have them all.
Great. I would dare say that all of the participants know how to do that quite well.
I'm thinking, thank you for your patience in showing me how to do it. So that's great.
You got 3 from me because I didn't know how to do it.
Woohoo!
Hey, third time's a charm.
That's right. Okay, so everybody should be receiving a notebook probably within the next for sure in the next couple of weeks. A notebook will arrive at your home, and so you can be on the lookout for that. And let's see what we have next. Okay. And we mentioned about the recording, so just so that I'm clear, they would go to our website. And will that be on the homepage, Robin, of how they do that, or how?
No, I will put it under the training tab.
Okay.
And we'll make a folder with those that goes along with the financial modules.
Okay, so you'll put the link
Mhm.
to the recording under the training section on our website.
Yes.
Okay, if anybody has any questions about that, feel free to ask that in the chat. Let's see. We need to talk about the next time we're together. And Lee and Tammy, I think we landed on the 24th. Are we still good with that? We thought that's a Thursday. And so Lee is good with it. Tammy's good with it. We'll meet again at 7 o'clock, and Tammy will be sending out the invite via Evite, we think. So if y'all will just put that in your phones or your planners or whatever, then we hope that you'll join us for the organization section on February the 24th. Now, let's see, can you think of anything else? Anybody have any other business that we can talk about, need to talk about? Questions that might have come in from Brittany or Carrie or Jessica or Weston?
I haven't seen any questions, but I did want to say, since we are recording, it should pop up every time and tell you we're recording. And so just so you know that. And if you want to be on the recording, that's fine. You can show your camera. If you don't want to be seen on the camera, on the recording, you can not show your camera, or you can let me know and I could just spotlight Lee if we just want him on the recording too. So.
Well, you could be a star, Lee. For sure. There's Brittany.
Teresa, do any of the ladies have any questions that they might want to just say, hey, I have a topic that's been on my mind while I came tonight, hoping that maybe over the next few weeks we'll cover. And even if it's not in the material the way you'd like to hear it, I can definitely answer.
Right. Yeah, because I think you're right, Lee. I'm thinking if they took the time to sign up for these classes, obviously it's a focus and it's something that's important to you right now. So if you have anything you want to share or any questions or anything like that, we'd love to hear from you. And you have to unmute yourself. Is that right, Tammy? If you want to talk, you have to unmute yourself.
Yes, unfortunately, I can't unmute.
Yeah. Jessica, I got to hear from you that you've got Weston. Is it Weston? Is that correct?
Yes, it's Weston.
Hi, Weston.
Say hello.
Is Weston, hi, buddy. Is Weston your only kiddo at home?
Yes, he is my only one right now. I actually adopted him through foster care. So let's go.
Okay. And how old's Weston?
He's 2.5.
Big boy. He's a cutie for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Brittany, how many do you have at home?
I have 3.
Whoa.
I have, let me get this right, an 8-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a recently turned 3-year-old.
Oh my goodness.
My oldest is hearing my middle and youngest child are deaf. But I'm pretty sure everybody heard Charlie, my daughter, yelling to
No,
Robin.
we did not. You did
No.
great. We did
Oh,
not.
okay. Okay, that's good. She has 2 cochlear implants and has been through speech therapy since she was about 15 months old.
Okay.
And then my youngest has 1 cochlear implant and 1 hearing aid, and he's still just beginning to start to use oral language.
Uh-huh. And how long have you been signing?
Since Charlie was born, and I was lucky. Robin was Charlie's early interventionist and Josiah's, so
Okay.
we've been pretty close with Robin for a long time.
Sure. You've been in good hands.
Oh yeah.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, okay. Is there anything particular that you're hoping to get out of these classes together?
Sorry. I'm gonna move to a different room.
Oh, it's no, we don't care.
It's okay. Okay, so Charlie heard Robin's name and she's dying to talk to Robin, and I told her this is not chat with Robin time. I'm honestly just curious how to even get started.
Great.
I work 50+ hours a week as a single mom with 2 jobs. I don't know where to start. I don't know how to organize
Mhm. You're in the right
finances.
place.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I know you can hear me.
Yeah, where is Robin? Robin?
He's determined.
Nope, later.
Oh,
Okay.
gosh. Well, we sure appreciate. And who is that one that you got right there? Charlie. Great. Okay. Good luck getting Charlie to bed tonight. For sure. Something came up in my head I was going to share, and now I've forgotten what it was. It wasn't recording, and it wasn't. Oh, I know. One of the things we've talked about doing, and we'll have more news about this for the next time, is we're going to start a private Facebook group just for this group. So we'll have information on how you can access that. And then that way you can ask questions there. You can talk to each other about challenges you're having, but also successes that you're having as you learn the material and you're able to apply it. We'd love to hear how that's going. So by the next time we get together, we'll be able to talk more about that. So Lee, you got more to talk about? Anything else you wanted to share? That's the
Nope.
most quiet I've heard you in a long time, Betty.
Well, I was wanting to give feedback. So
Yeah.
if you wait long enough, you're gonna have 4 kids running in here. They'll be getting home anytime.
I know, we'll get to have dinner with you.
Yeah, exactly.
So, well, just, Robin, do you have anything you want to say?
I did. One of the meetings that we recently had as a board, we have several parents on our board, and the topic of organization came up actually about how to organize even medical files, like all of the medical files and therapy files that you have on your children, and not even the finances part, but just all of the files that you have on each of your children, and so many great ideas that came up with that. So I'm really looking forward to that topic next month whenever we address that, because there are lots of different ways that you can do it. And I know that it can be really overwhelming when you have so many things to keep up with, even keeping up with appointments and stuff like that, Lee. So those will be some things that I'm sure that parents will appreciate getting some help on, how to organize that. So I'm glad. I'm looking forward to that topic.
Hey,
Okay.
ladies, and I'll run it by my wife too, but she basically kept us afloat schedule wise when we were going through this. Would anybody mind if she set in and maybe added some? Because she did have a system in place. I could not tell you what it was though. But she may be able to give some insight from personally
We'd
going
be-
through it.
We'd be thrilled. And she's
Okay.
going to be so pleased that you offered that up on
Yes.
video with witnesses, Lee. That was good.
And she's part of the package. We come together.
Okay. Well, we would love to have her join us. That sounds great.
And I
So,
know so many of you have more than one child, and some of you have more than one child who has special needs. So that's going to be very helpful, I think, in just how to organize all of that, along with monthly bills, that you have.
right. So, and also y'all, thanks so much, because sometimes with Zoom and with virtual learning, there's a lot to juggle, and it can be distracting, and you've done such an awesome job respecting this group. And I don't think anybody's had any problem with listening or watching, and we love seeing the kids. So no worries there. So thank you for that. So with that, if you can't think of anything else, you know that you can continue to send questions to Tammy, and you know that the recording is going to be available, and you know the date, which is February 24th for our next meeting. And you're going to be on the lookout for notebooks coming to your house. It's going to be supporting materials for our classes this year. And I think that's it. So with that, I hope everybody has a great night. Thank you again. So nice to meet Carrie and Jessica and Sarah and Brittany, and we may have some others join us for the next time.
We have someone who just joined us.
Oh, fun. Who is it?
So let's at least get her admitted.
Yeah. That's a cool symbol.
It is. Connecting to audio, and then that way she can at least get the
Yeah.
information, and we can get her information to know.
Right. Lee. Okay. And Lee, if you want to say hi to the group, you can unmute yourself. And if not, we're just glad that you joined us. There she
Hi,
is.
I didn't know I was muted. Sorry.
No, you're
my
fine.
kids-
Everybody was, Lee. It wasn't just you.
Okay,
the-
my kids are running around in the background. So,
Yeah, it wasn't just you, Lee.
okay.
We're so glad that you were able to join us. This is Teresa talking,
Okay.
and we're glad you're with this group. And we were just talking about how this session has been recorded. And so you can actually go to our website at www.FOT, like Frank, Oscar, Tommy, babies is a plural. Is that right? Yeah, .org. So www.fotbabies.org, and you can catch the recording of tonight's session there. And if you can go down to your chat
Mhm.
and send your name and your email and your mailing address to Tammy Kate, who's our facilitator for these calls. We're gonna send you a notebook with everything that you're gonna need to do these classes. And that'll get mailed out in the next week or two.
Okay.
So does that sound good? You got that?
Yes, ma'am, I do. Sorry.
Good, no worries. We're glad you're with us, and you can go to the recording and hear everything. If you have any questions, just ask Tammy and she can get you caught up.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad that she got in there. So good
Yeah.
deal. Okay, well, everybody, we'll let you go on and put kids to bed, and we appreciate you again. Good night.
Good night.
Bye, Carrie.
Bye, Carrie.
All right, good.
There we go.
Yeah.
Is
That,
that everybody?
yeah,
Okay.
that was
Well,
good.
Really, they did very well with signing, with getting in and everything.
Yeah. So I was glad to see someone other than one of my families at the end.
Was that all your families?
Yes, those
Is
were
it
all mine.
really?
Yes,
Golly.
including Sarah. So
Yeah. Did we lose Lee? I think
yeah,
we did.
lost Lee.
Okay.
I think we lost Lee.
I don't know.
It's just very typical.
It is.
with
It
about
is.
a third to a half of a no-show rate. And I know it's a big deal, you know, for families to take that step. I guess what,
She came on right at the end.
yeah, that we were able to, that we can send her a notebook and everything. But again, you know, I remember when we had our first parent support meeting at Children's Hospital, and the first time we didn't have anybody, and the second time we had one person. And that was
Yeah.
like stalking people to ask to get them to come, you know, and now when we have those, there's, you know, 35 families there. So
Yeah,
viral.
it'll grow. It will definitely grow.
Yeah. So Tammy, what do you think process wise? Were there things on your end that,
No, let's see. Hold on. I shouldn't do two things at once, obviously.
sorry, I'd like to problem solve the video.
Oh, you might want to stop recording too.
Oh, sorry.